Good evening, vampires, werewolves, and all other nocturnal beings. Welcome to Tiddies By Night, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play run entirely by creatures of marginalized genders and presented by Tabletop Tiddies. My name is Kelly, my pronouns are they, them, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. But before we get into the episode, we want to acknowledge the colonial history of Canada and how Canada has and continues to take from Indigenous people. The effects of colonization are still felt to this day, and we acknowledge that this episode is being recorded on the stolen lands of the Secwepemc, Semiahmoo, Katzie, Kwatlam, Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coast Salish First Nations. If you would like to know more about the effects of colonization and support some Indigenous charities and organizations, you can go to the resources page on our website at tabletoptiddies.com/resources. With me, I am joined by the investigators of the occult and unusual.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlene Bear. You can call me Char. My pronouns are she, they, and whenever it's vampire, I play Octavia Miller, the Tremere, whose pronouns are she, her. And I just wanted to say that I'm so sad we didn't have a crack of a can at the opening of this episode.
Oh yeah, no Emily today.
Emily is not here.
Doing showbiz stuff.
She's a professional.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to change your last name on the character screen, so oops.
My secret alias is still up there. That's okay.
Hey everybody, my name is Rachel Theilade. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Evelyn Stormloft, the Nosferatu, whose pronouns are also she, her.
And we are joined by a very special guest.
Hello, my name is Halie. My pronouns are she, they, and tonight I will be playing as Erasmius, the fabulous Setite.
So excited.
Today, we are using Sirenscape to help make our stream more atmospheric. You can use it too. It's free at sirenscape.com. It's how we get our sires of Noura Ibrahim and Shane Easton into your ear holes. It's really cool and easy to use.
At least we know there won't be any Shane tonight.
That's true. No Imogen.
And tonight we are going to be doing our Twitch shout out for the evening. We're giving a very special shout out to our friends over at Venture Maidens. The Venture Maidens is a 5-year running 5th edition femme non-binary powered Dungeons & Dragons campaign brought to life as a bi-weekly stream and podcast. The stories they tell both on and off the table are fun, fearless, and unapologetically human. They premiered recently, I believe it was a couple months ago because we did this. Their first shout out was when this was about to premiere. Their second campaign, so you can catch not one, but 2 campaigns with a fresh cast of characters set in the same homebrew world of the Plains, which has led to the creation of their new campaign guide produced by 2C Gaming. Find the Maidens everywhere online to keep up with their streaming schedule at Venture Maidens.
If we're all good. Possible triggers for today, disregard for human life, gaslighting, drug use, blood and gore, and that's all just Erasmius. General vampire stuff. If any of this bothers you, feel free to skip the episode or step away for a moment and come back later. We have a previously on, which will inform you of what you missed, so you don't have to feel like you are missing out. Speaking of, previously on Tiddies By Night, the Coterie raided an Inquisitor compound in search of the doll that contains Marguerite's soul. Though a normal night, it would be heavily guarded, Octavia had made a deal with the Lees to cause a distraction. With almost half the soldiers gone, including their leader, Benjamin Bradley, the way was clear for Rat and Evelyn to do their thing. What followed was a series of tense moments involving hallucinations, traps, and dynamite. That led to... Oh, one sec. Someone does... I hear a little bit of...
a hissing sound.
feigning.
It might be the train outside. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Choo-choo.
It's just ambient effect. No worries. Where was I? What followed was a series of tense moments involving hallucinations, traps, and dynamite that led to the two Nosferatu into the basement of the compound and the adjoining line of the London Underground. There you go. The train. Good job. Meanwhile, Imogen and Octavia had a run-in with a couple Inquisitors on patrol who attempted to break into their hiding spot. Imogen managed to trance one of them and Prophet mauled the other. In a moment of pure luck that can in no way be blamed on the storyteller, cursing the dice, Octavia lost her mind at the smell of Imogen's blood, causing her to frenzy and attack the salubri. I swear it wasn't my fault.
It was totally your fault. You said it was going to happen.
Down on the tracks, Evelyn and Rat boarded an escaping train that held the doll. Through some expert stealth, they managed to pilfer the doll from a security case and slip out without anyone noticing. They leapt from the train and headed off to meet with the others. Back at the hideout, Imogen was struggling to fight off Octavia, who was now very much trying to eat her. Prophet was no help, as he was in the middle of eating an Inquisitor down the hall. When it looked like the two kindred would never get out of their grapple, Octavia was smacked in the head with a cricket bat being wielded by Amber, one of Evelyn's gang members, and they escaped into the night. Back at the IOU, we got a shot of a large gift box being left at the doorstep with the tag that says, "To Octavia, love the Lees." We are going to go somewhere else entirely. We see a dark and smoky looking room with cushions and fainting chairs set up in random haphazard ways. Drapes and curtains divide the room into a maze of velvet and gold. There's barely any light other than the flickering of a few gas lamps set up throughout the room. Several small jars burn off a heavy scented substance, and the smoke lingering at the ceiling with no place to go makes it very hard to see. Below the scent, we can smell a much familiar smell of blood as the velvet and shadows hide a scene of vampiric debauchery. Blood is splattered everywhere, and there are a few bodies lying across the cushions and couches. In the middle of it, we see two stirring figures. One is a woman with large curly hair sprawled out in a puddle of blood, a beautiful red dress, either by design or stained, and large leathery wings draped on the side of one of the couches. Sitting near her in a throne-like chair, slumped over with blood dripping from his mouth, we see Raz. Halie, would you like to describe Raz to us?
Yes, so Raz, draped over his throne, is dressed probably in just a very fancy jacket and half done up, very, very tight leather pants. He normally has about shoulder length auburn hair. It's probably quite mussed up right now. And I imagine he's also covered in blood.
Yeah, you're if you have any like undershirts or anything, it's like stained at this point, and there's definitely like almost like crunchy looking stained blood on your jacket. As you have probably been here for a while. It's hard to tell. But as you sort of like gain consciousness, you see the other figure, the wings sort of like very much just lazily draped on the couch, sort of like stirring. And as she raises her head, you see that the hair is like left behind in the blood, and sort of like turning to face you is a very like spiny looking woman with very pale skin, and has like those sort of like ridges along the top of her head. Her lips are pulled back a bit, and you can see very like prominent fangs sticking out of her mouth, but very like bright green eyes staring back at you, just her entire face covered in blood. And she kind of like shakes her head, looks around at the bodies, and looks over at you and says, well, I suppose we had a good evening then?
It would appear that way, wouldn't it? He's gonna kind of pick at the blood on his jacket and just, ugh. too much fun, perhaps.
I don't know if that's ever been a thing. I don't believe I caught your name.
Right, Erasmius. A pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure it is. If I'm being honest, I would prefer if you didn't have any way of contacting me, so let's leave this little rendezvous
Oh,
a secret.
sure. Can I have a name at least?
Call me Diana. Kind of like looks around at the bodies.
Diana.
You can see her kind of like folding her wings back a little bit, almost to look like a cape or something, just sort of like lazily letting them drape down as she gets up and sort of like with a foot rolls over one of the bodies, and she says, "Oh, I was worried there for a moment. These people don't. They come in all the time. I'm pretty sure one of them is an inquisitor. I think he's addicted to, and like points at the blood and stuff."
Yes. That's just the nature of most humans, isn't it?
Yes, one would find that most frequently. You don't remember what happened, do you? I mean, this isn't exactly a uncommon occurrence, but having some recollection would be great.
Yes, I'm sorry, darling. I don't remember a damn thing, except feeling wonderful.
Yes, I do remember that as well.
Can I just say, your wings look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. I made them myself. And sort of like flaps them up, and some of the curtains like wave away as she does. If you're in town long enough, I could make some of your own.
Oh. Well, what does a pair of wings cost me?
An arm and a leg, and just like starts laughing a little too much.
Well, I'll have to get back to you on that one then.
All right. Well, yes.
Sorry, do you know where we are?
It would appear we're in my home. We would be in Kensington.
Oh.
Where are you coming from?
That's a very good question. Been in a bit of a blood haze for the past year.
That would explain a lot of things. Are you from London originally?
Yes, actually. I suppose I am.
Interesting. Well, it's nice to have more interesting individuals around the city. I suppose perhaps if I see you again, we can do this, whatever it was, again.
Oh, anytime. Here. And he'll reach into his very tight pocket and procure a very nicely written card that has his name and calling information.
Excellent.
Calling, by which I mean mostly just his name.
Yeah. It would have your the address of your new home probably in the Hampstead district, which is quite a ways away from this district.
Of course it is.
Thank you. And she grabs it and sort of like puts it in the front of her dress. Give me a moment. I'm just going to check what time it is, as I assume you wouldn't want to step out into the sun.
Preferably not, no.
All right. And just sort of like walks. And as she like leaves, the curtains sort of like move away from her, but then obscure her from your vision. And you're just sort of like standing in this very, very dark, perfumed room with just two bodies laying around you.
Do they look dead?
Very much so. The one that she rolled over is like pale, and give me a intelligence and medicine real quick. First roll of the night.
Intelligence and medicine.
Hell
This is
yeah.
exciting.
I was not expecting that one.
That's definitely my area of expertise. Let's see. That would be no successes.
All right. The body is pale, but you have no idea how long it's been dead. It could have been... It's, like, pretty warm down here, so it's, like, could have been a day, could have been a few days, who knows?
Are either of them wearing nice jewelry?
Not the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor, the one that she said is an Inquisitor, is, like, very much, like, in work clothes and sort of, like, seems to be trying to play it, like, cool and under the radar. The other one, as you go over, is, like, a bit... on the like healthy side, seems a little bit wealthy, and you can see like a few like bits of jewelry on his fingers, as it seems that he's probably wealthy.
Oh, well, Raz might just bend down and carefully pry them off and stick them on, and well, he's not going to need them, is he?
As you pull them off, you can feel like a bit of rigidity.
That's it. You got
There
there.
As you recognize like rigor mortis has set in, and you sort of have to like crack the fingers a little bit to pull off the rings.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah. And after a few moments of looting the bodies, Diana comes back and says, "All right, it's all clear. You should have a few hours," and sort of looks at the card again. You should have enough time to get back to your home before the sun comes up.
Well, thank you so much for your hospitality, Diana. And he'll do like a ridiculously low bow.
She sort of like curtsies as well and says, well, you know, it comes with the clan. I'm assuming it's been less than 3 nights.
Right. Yes.
And she will lead you to the exit of her home. And as you leave, it's sort of one of those like street level basements where you have to walk up the steps. And it's very much late at night. There's like a bit of not melted snow, but you can definitely feel that it's gotten like hard at this point as it's getting late in the winter season. And it seems relatively dead out. And as you step out into the night, it's very like chilly. Some of the blood that's still on you sort of like freezes a bit to your face.
We're just gonna.
And are you going to just head on home, or do you have any plans on your way there?
No, I think we'll just head home, and if we happen to come across someone on the street, we'll invite them with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's like several districts between, well, maybe like 1 or 2. So you could definitely find, is there any particular type of person that you were looking for?
Not in particular, but generally someone of good taste.
All right. You find like a couple wealthy-looking people just out on having a night out, and manage to easily invite them back to your estate.
Wonderful.
I'm going to... One sec. I need to look up what the resonants are again. You get the, like, sanguine, I think, is the resonance. So...
Okay.
1 sec. I got my cheat sheet. That technically means that you can roll with an extra dice anytime that you use certain powers.
Oh, exciting.
Sanguine was blood, sorcery, and presence.
Presence is great for Raz.
Hell yeah.
That is wonderful, yes.
We're going to cut back over. It's the same night as the heist. And we sort of sit in the IOU, everybody's sort of like exhausted, quote unquote, from the heist, feeling different forms of satisfaction and or whatever Octavia's feeling.
Shame.
Imogen has sort of retreated for the night, and we see Octavia, Evelyn, and Marguerite sitting around a table with the unopened gift box sitting on it. Marguerite, in her arms, is holding her doll.
I'm gonna like let my hands down and just have like Prophet do a thorough cleaning of me while
Yeah.
we're in here talking.
Prophet, who also still has like a bunch of blood on his muzzle, is just like lapping up the remaining Inquisitor blood off of Octavia's hand.
I am quite embarrassed, I must say. Please don't look at me. But do open the box.
I mean, do we know if it's safe?
I'd assume it's the gift that I had asked for. That head of Benjamin Bradley.
I'll open it.
All right.
I'm curious.
You kind of tug at the ribbon, and it all just like unfurls. And as you open up the top of the box, it does that thing where like each of the walls of the box were being held up by the lid, and they drop down. And sure enough, you see sort of like dolled up and nicely coiffed is the head of Benjamin Bradley, the head of the Inquisitors that have been hunting Imogen's aunt for some time.
They certainly dressed him up, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a little fucked.
I'd like
Well,
it.
that's the leaves for you.
Are we supposed to keep it?
Well, it was a gift.
Where would you like your gift, Octavia?
Why don't we put it in my workshop? Perhaps there are things that can be done to make this of even greater use to us.
Oh,
If not, then it's just some inspiration then.
Exactly.
I'll let whatever Prophet is continuing to do, I'll let you just kind of chill. I'll go and put it in your workshop for you.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah.
next to all of like
I
the
think
finely
Evelyn
organized
understands
tools.
the embarrassment, I think. It's okay.
You go and put the head of Benjamin Bradley as like a strange trophy in Octavia's room.
Yeah.
Definitely going to decay. So, you know.
I'm sure she has some sort of embalming fluid or something.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I want to see what I can do with this head, but I know that'll be a later time.
Head in a jar. The next scene, it's like, all right, cool, it's just there.
I mean, if you want to try to preserve it, you can give me an intelligence and medicine, and then we'll just like say that you've preserved it.
Sure. Medicine? Can
Hell
it be
yeah.
occult instead?
I guess.
Yay!
Since I'm sure that preserving some of your like ingredients and whatnot is important.
Yeah. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yeah, I think you're used to like, I don't know, newt eyes and stuff like that. So you kind of use some of the formaldehyde and whatnot from your various ingredients and just sort of plop the head in there. Very unsettling, to be honest.
Perhaps you'll be of more use to me later.
I really wanted to respond, but
This episode took a turn.
Reanimated head of Benjamin Bradley.
The following days are relatively tense. Imogen sort of doesn't avoid you, Octavia, sort of politely greets you and whatnot. But with Benjamin dead and the Inquisitors sort of scattered, she decides to meet up with her aunt. So she communicates with her via the help of the Korvax, and the two of them go off to spend some time together. And
I think that Octavia would kind of also make herself. I'd be very busy with many tasks that are quite important, even though they are not. It's like dusting the seance room that nobody uses. And
Avoidance.
Yeah.
I understand. Yes. It's like, no, I can't go with you. I have plans. I'm not. There's no plans.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to talk to you. So I would love to talk.
Catch up soon. We'll have coffee. Never.
So, Octavia, previously you had made a deal with a certain Constance Ambergris that the next time you encounter an artifact, you would invite her to research or at least observe it before doing anything with it. Does that deal still hold?
Yes, but because this is Marguerite we're talking about, Marguerite, I did want to let you know that I have an acquaintance that may be able to assist us with your predicament with this doll, but I wanted to make sure that you had time alone with it if there was anything you needed before I invite them to our lovely place of business.
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of assumed that if the moment I touched it, my soul would kind of just leap from it in a majestic way, and I would glow the light of an angel or something. I don't know, but it's been a few days now. I've tried meditating with it. I've tried talking to it. I tried biting it once, and that didn't work. So,
that's a shame. That usually works.
yeah, I was like, maybe I can suck the soul out of this thing. But
did you use my Ghostbuster?
I really didn't.
Well, that's something we could try.
I don't want my soul in that thing, if I'm being honest. So if you've got an expert or someone who may be able to help us figure out how to get this back into me, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, of course. And Octavia will walk with Prophet at her side to a deep armchair that's like near a window that has a little side table with a antique phone, or I guess a very modern phone.
Yeah. Just the newest antiquities.
The newest iteration.
Yeah.
And Prophet will like nudge the receiver at me, and I'll phone our new friend Constance.
All right. We are going to jump ahead then. Constance has been invited over, and it is just the three of you, Octavia, Marguerite, and Constance. And
Evelyn can be here too.
does Evelyn want to be
Okay.
there? All right.
Sure.
Everyone's like, sure.
Unless Storyteller is giving me a thing I'm doing while this is happening, I'm like, sure, I'll come hang out.
No.
Marguerite's important to me, so.
All right. So the four of you are sort of sitting around, and Constance is like doing that thing again where it's like very like those diamond inspector glasses and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So as far as I can, how do I do French again? As far as I can see.
There you go.
Sure, this is a French accent. As far as I can tell, this is not kindred magics or whatever, rituals that has caused this.
Yes, I've spent some time with this porcelain figure, and none of my rituals seem to have any effect on breaking the hold that the creature has on our poor Marguerite's soul.
Yes, if I'm being honest, most of your rituals and what have you are corruptive. Let's use that word. What you are looking for is more spiritual. If I'm being honest, the Geru may be able to help with this.
Octavia's eyebrows like furrow.
Yes.
The Garou.
Correct.
can't say that I have quite a good relationship with them.
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't really know them.
your kind would not. This sort of ritual, while performed by mages, does have more of a connection to the Umbra. There are friends of mine within Hyde Park that, if your friend Marguerite were to visit, the gauntlet is quite thin there, and they may be able to slip her through and perform a ritual in the Umbra.
Is there a contact that you have that is trustworthy that we may connect with?
No. I would not subject either parties to such a connection. This is something that your friend will have to do herself.
Oh, I see. We shouldn't go at all.
No. I am sorry, I did not make myself clear. If any of you or your friends step into the park, you will be killed on sight. Marguerite, however, does not share your disposition.
Evelyn, what do you think?
Well, I was going to suggest breaking the doll to see if that would set the soul free, but if that's not a good idea,
Most likely
Marguerite,
not.
perhaps this might be the best option, since nothing we have done so far has seemed to be of any help.
I mean, I've never been to the Umbra, unless the Shadowlands count. Just kind of like shrugs and looks around. And again, I'm willing to try anything.
Perhaps a bloodstone would be in order, Octavia, when she leaves
Yes.
to do this.
I believe I have one from a few evenings ago. Here you are. And I'll hand it to her.
Thanks. I
Don't
feel bad
get
leaving
caught
you
in
again.
the Shadowlands.
Pardon?
Don't get caught in the Shadowlands.
I sure hope I don't. I feel bad leaving you guys again. So I kind of... I got someone. I might be able to come in and replace me while I'm gone. And we're going to cut forward
curious.
another night. To the Chantry.
Ooh.
So several weeks are passing. And
So at this point, heals have happened? Question mark.
yeah, you're all healed up. You're all good.
Yay! I was in danger.
I am in danger. And in the Chantry, through
Should I rouse?
Yeah, sure.
Oh
New
yeah.
day.
You have homework.
I failed. I got a 3.
Oh boy.
I'm good to go.
All right, then we're going to get a little bit of Octavia's sire.
You've yet to accomplish anything of import, Octavia. If you wish to continue your research, now is the time to sustain yourself.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
am trying to get a soul out of a doll, but I was told that I can't be the one that does it, so...
So we're going to do a bit of training montage with Rita. You're beginning to sort of surpass her experience with rituals. So it's becoming less of like a sort of older student helping the younger student. It's gotten to the point where both of you are researching some of this stuff and slipping into the territory of your knowledge is kind of out of her grasp a little bit. So would you like to go through some of the rituals that you are learning and the process for which to cast them?
Yes. I just DM'd you something. I wasn't sure if I DM'd the right Kelly, though. There are 2 of them.
Yes. Include that in your description.
All
I will
right.
be vague.
So I've been out of character. I didn't level up last time we were able to, so I have quite an amount of XP saved, which I'm very excited for. In I guess I'll explain the 3 that I've achieved now. So I now have Blood Sorcery level 3, 3 new rituals, including Firewalker,
Ooh.
Dagon's Call, and One with the Blade. For Firewalker, Octavia's like with, what was her name?
Rita,
yes. Deep in the chantry. There are like sconces on the walls lit with flame and like hay in the middle of this stone room. And Octavia's feeling her fingers.
Rita's like, do you need me here? I don't want to see this.
Could you just do me a favor and light the hay bale?
There's
There's a torch. I left a torch near the entrance.
All right.
You may do so at a distance.
Yeah, you kind of hear her go near the door, like groaning and stuff, and she says, "Tell me when you are ready."
And content warning, body horror. Octavia begins to snap off the first like little part of her finger, and she'll do it to 2 of them, like literally ripping them off of her hands. And she will soak it in her own blood, and offer one of the fingertips to her friend.
To Rita?
Yep. I figure we could test this out together.
All right. And she kind of like walks, you can hear her like walk up to you and like takes the finger bit out of your hand. And you can hear the roiling of the torch. All right. What do I do?
We place the fingertip in the flame. Let's do the small one first before you light it.
Cool.
And we both do it at the same time, and as it does, like sparks, embers fly, and the smoke sizzles. And I actually have to make a check before I actually can cut off my finger. I have to do a stamina and resolve check to see if I have enough nerve.
Well, yeah, I was about to say you do that so like
Easily. I'm like,
whatever.
yeah, it's okay.
finger. No big deal.
Oh, where is my character sheet? Sorry about that.
Retcon, all of that.
Maybe it doesn't even happen. Stamina and resolve.
I'm like, I want to see this happen, so you could always get her to help you.
I got 3 successes, which was the difficulty.
All right. So it's a little bit hard the first time doing it. You're like concerned that this might not work, but you know that it'll grow back, so.
That was scary. All right, let's do it. And then, yeah, everything that I described happens. I think it worked. Do you feel it?
I don't know. You go. How about you go first?
Sure. Go ahead and light the hay.
Before you even finish, just like chucks the torch. You hear it alight.
And I'm going to try and walk over to the flames. I'm going to walk as close as I can without inhibiting myself preemptively.
All right. Let me know how the rest of the sorcery how the ritual works.
I'm just double checking. I think it works. So I'm resistant to fire. I'm resistant to fire. I just touch it.
Yeah, you feel the flames and the heat, and it's like so foreign to you because you've been afraid of the fire for so long, but it sort of like licks at you, and sort of you can feel the heat like curling around your hand, and it doesn't seem to do anything. And Rita sort of like steps forward and does the same, and it seems to work.
Nice. Now, don't actually hold your hands to the flame for too long. It is cool, but I do believe that we still can be injured if it becomes aggressive enough.
You hear a little bit of sizzling.
All right, let's stop. It smells.
And what were the other two that you wanted to?
The next one, I would receive a gift. Vanessa my sire sends me a dagger that is quite ornate at the hilt and about 5 inches long, sleek and slender, with instructions. I think she would send instructions along. So I would have one of the gargoyles, read it out to me if possible. And it's instructions on how to attune to this blade using my own blood.
Ooh.
And now this blade is, well, actually I have to roll to see if I can do it. So intelligence and blood sorcery, difficulty 4. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, 2 10s, so I make it. Plus 2 more successes. So I attune to this blade, and now it gives me 2 extra dice to be able to use in combat as long as I'm using this blade. And I can call it to me if necessary.
You've become a pact of the blade warlock.
And then the last one is Dagon's Call, which I'm going to fast forward through. But basically now I can I'm going to flavor it as dipping Prophet's paws in my own blood. And as soon as Prophet has attacked someone, I can now make their blood vessels burst in combat by focusing on them, as long as a trace of my own blood is left on their body.
Hell yeah.
It can be like a drop.
Super normal.
Yeah. So I'm a little fighty and also a little defensive.
That power in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, by the way, is super OP. So yeah, we see you sort of advancing your ritual abilities. And we are going to cut to Evelyn. Now,
Hello.
Last time that we saw you sort of doing your thing, you had a very maniacal plan to basically ruin the Lee's reputation.
Yes.
And I'm very curious what kind of rumors you wish to spread about them.
So, the best kind of rumors are based in truth. So, we don't want to make up too much shit. But we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of grandioseness to them to make it worse than it was. So, first one is obviously the Lees talking shit about the Harpy, calling them horrific names, not just a piece of shit, just saying they're incompetent imbeciles who they could obviously do their job better and they hope they get staked or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And I want it to, and I definitely tell the people spreading the rumors, my crew, that it's not just Olive at this point. It is both of the Lees that are saying these things. Because, and if any of that comes back to me, I'll be like, oh, I thought you were a supportive wife who agreed with your spouse. I'm sorry that I misunderstood. Although I didn't say anything about, I didn't spread these rumors. What are you talking about? The other rumor I was interested in having go around would be that Melinda knew that the Inquisition was around ahead of time, but buried it in order to have her big flashy moment of killing them to impress the prince. And as such, let a lot of kindred die and be in danger in the process. And that them being in this city is possibly more of a liability than really anything else, because they're really out for themselves and not for the good of the city.
All right. Any others?
Those are the two ones that I thought of. Those are the biggies.
So you, after a couple weeks, your gang sort of reports that like they've been spreading this rumor in like pubs and like various like lower level kindred around the streets, and the word is spreading, but it's sort of like staying at a certain echelon.
That's a problem. Yes.
But you do.
You're all doing wonderful work. I just.
Mom, everyone that we have connection to doesn't seem to have the ability to spread it to people that
Matter.
wasn't going to use that word, but yes. And we're trying, but she's got so much access through the theater and
Oh, darling, don't trouble yourself. It is fine. We will make it work. You keep doing what you do best, and perhaps it's time to put out a help-wanted job application to some of the higher-ups in the city. And I just kind of think to myself, I gotta get me some fancy ghouls, damn it!
some rich people.
Yeah.
There is also an additional rumor going around
Oh,
about you.
of course there is.
Apparently, through the grapevine, a few people are under the impression that you are friends with somebody who has close ties to the Inquisition. And kind of as a counter to the idea that the Lees never told people that the Inquisitors were at their estate, it's sort of becoming a little bit weird that Evelyn would associate herself with someone who's so closely connected to the Inquisitors. Now, nobody's said that.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that part of the rumor hasn't really been included.
Interesting.
But that information is delivered to you recently, so you have time now to
Yeah.
counter that.
Cool.
But
Cool.
it's been about a month since the heist, and since Imogen has gone off. You've received letters from her, and apparently her and her aunt have actually gone back to Ireland for a little bit. Just
What?
to, like, hang out. She said she was going to be gone for a while. And they want to reminisce and visit their home and whatnot. Imogen obviously under disguise. And for the last little while, since Marguerite has been gone, you've had a intern working for you named Travis Murphy, who you would recognize as the young man who got you to work the case for Henrietta when her husband was haunting her.
I see.
Murphy.
Yeah. So it is a early in the evening. He doesn't know much about your goings on or what you are, and he tends to leave normal business hours. But he's here during the day to see clients and whatnot. He's struggling a little bit. Things have gotten a bit disorganized, and he's sort of just like sitting behind the desk as you are all sitting in the parlor, and he says, I don't know. Okay. It's been a few weeks. I think I've organized everything. There's a few cases that are in the works, and I'm sure within the next week I will have gotten enough information that I can send you out. I've had to explain to a few people why you only work at night, and
What did you say?
that's when ghosts happen.
Say it
Very
with a bit
good.
more conviction.
Listen, sorry, yes. That's when ghosts happen.
Better.
But I'm not complaining. It was a great job. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough for this opportunity.
Travis, relax. You seem to be sweating.
Yes. That's
We're not going to eat you if that's what you're worried about.
What? Anyways, it is about this time that you hear the door ding 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 ding. And in steps Erasmius.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be attending, one sec. Gets up, sort of like, straightens his coat and stuff. He's got like, one of those like vests, and like a still kind of too tight coat, and he walks over and says, greetings to the, welcome to the, Bureau of the Investigators of the Occult and Unusual. We are here to help you with any sort of supernatural, dealings. Sorry, I forgot the line. We're here to help. What can I help you?
Do I recognize this person since they are supposedly live in London and I'm old?
Give me a intelligence and etiquette.
Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna roll some blood. I passed. So
Sick. You feel more intelligent as your brain sparks.
3 successes.
Let me just roll something real quick, secret like.
Ooh.
You would not recognize this individual.
Interesting.
My name is Travis. How may I assist you this evening?
Travis, darling, it's a travesty. I've got the worst haunting on my hands. That's what you do here, correct?
Yes. Our experts are trained in.
Oh, fantastic! And he's gonna like throw a hand over his shoulders and like just like gently like hold him and be like, "Oh, you have no idea what I've been through. It's been absolutely atrocious."
You are like a full foot taller than Travis, so you kind of like your arm like slumps down on his shoulder, and he's like, well, allow me to bring you to the parlor where our experts can run you through.
That would be delightful, darling.
And leads you into the meeting area where Evelyn and Octavia are currently residing. I present to you. I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is Erasmius. A pleasure to meet both of your acquaintances.
It's a pleasure. Are you new in town? I don't recall seeing you around.
In a manner of speaking, I haven't been in town in a while.
Oh. Well,
This is a lovely place you have. And he's going to go and like kind of trail a hand over at the velvet chairs.
Do you want me to take your coat?
Oh, yes, please. And he'll
Like take
shrug it off.
the now clean coat and goes and
Yes.
sort of hangs it up. I'll leave you. I'll to it. I'll take notes and goes and like sits behind the desk and starts dictating.
Yes, do make yourself comfortable, and please tell us what brought you here.
Oh, yes. Oh, the strangest things have been happening in my home. I just recently moved back to London, you see, and I was assured that this was a wonderful estate. It is rather dashing, but the ghosts. Oh, the ghosts. It's quite terrifying, really.
well, ghosts are very much our thing.
As I've heard, only good things.
I'm sure. Was this haunting immediate when you moved in, or was there something that triggered it?
It's hard to tell, you know. I'm out on the town quite a bit, but Winifred, my housekeeper, she's noticed a lot of strange things happening for a while now. About a month or so.
And these happenings, they don't follow you. They remain centered on your home.
Oh, yes, definitely on the estate. I mean, I have hauntings, but that's different than that.
Any things that stood out to you in what's your biggest concern?
Well, frankly, darling, I keep missing things. They keep disappearing and showing up in random places. There's shadows where there should not be shadows. Doors slamming in the middle of the day. It's atrocious.
Yes, well, that does seem like something we would be able to assist you with. Don't you think, Evelyn?
Could you?
We don't do this for free, of course. We do take payment half now and half when the job is done.
Oh, yes, not a problem. How do you lovely ladies deal?
Well, we are currently in the business of secrets. Do you have any?
Oh, Storekeeper, would I have any tasty secrets?
Tell me all.
You've been here. You've been here for a month.
Not long.
Does Raz generally associate with like the Camarilla or the Anarchs or any of like the political factions?
Raz associates with the parties.
Yeah.
On either side. I don't think he's very picky.
Parties are good. Parties are very good.
I will. Okay, give me a. Let's call it charisma and etiquette, just to see how many secrets you may or may not have picked up.
All right. That's a pretty good roll. That's a very good roll. Okay.
2 hands to roll these dice.
All right. That's 4 successes.
Ooh. You would know of a kindred run hostel that is like
Hostile.
hostile hostel that is like Camarilla associated, that the owner has been doing some sacrifices in without without being allowed to, basically, from the prince. Yeah.
Oh, well, I do have one thing I could tell you. There's this hostel going on that it's associated with the Camarilla folk. And
The what? How do you spell that?
Is it all right if...
Oh, he's our note taker. It's fine.
Oh, right.
He'll file everything away.
Out of character,
Yes,
you would know that he doesn't know you're vampires.
Oh, perhaps. Okay, I thought Marguerite told him.
Nope, he's in the dark a bit.
Perhaps you may go and fetch us some snacks. I think we're out of biscuits. Make them from scratch?
What? All right. Yes. It's weird that you keep telling me to do that when people start talking, but all right. I'm on it. I don't want to question. And sort of like leaves and runs down into the dungeon area.
I hope he didn't think I was serious with that eating thing.
Oh.
It was a joke.
Of course. Right. Anyways, it's hostel, again associated with the Camarilla, and they have been doing just a little bit of sacrificing. Not the legal type, though. I don't believe the prince has agreed to this.
Oh, how very fascinating.
Quite
You know whereabouts this? Where is this hostel located?
Oh, I can absolutely tell you once we've discussed my haunting problem.
Of course.
Delightful.
Quite a businessman. I like you.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. I am a fan of both of your outfits. How dashing.
Thank you.
We try.
Would you like us to come immediately?
Oh, if you could, that would be wonderful.
Perhaps we best take my horse and carriage.
Oh, wonderful. Horses don't like me much, but...
You can ride in the back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I'll get Fiend all set up. Evelyn, would you like to drive?
Sure.
And you all hop into the carriage connected to this this horse Fiend. And the camera sort of sees after everyone leaves and like exits the IOU, we see Travis like heading up with a tray of fresh biscuits, just looking around. and just like
Oh,
carefully puts
happy.
them down and walks back to note taking. And it's going to be about 2 hours or more to get
Holy
to
crap,
this-
it's far.
Yes. It is sort of on like the edge of town.
I'm
London
so
that
sorry.
London traffic, I swear.
We're so far out.
And as I said, it's getting to the point now where like the wheels of the carriage are going through like slush. It's getting like it's starting to warm up a little bit, so it's that gross, dirty snow. And when the snow does fall, it sort of like melts when it hits the water. But and did you want to discuss anything on the way there? It's going to be a while.
So you two do this full time, yes?
When we don't have other headaches to be dealing with, indeed. Our third-party member, coterie member, is away on business as well. Usually we work as a team of 3, with profit, of course.
Ah, yes. The delightful little fuzzy chap here. Raz has specifically been avoiding being anywhere near Prophet.
Strangely enough, Prophet doesn't seem to like mind you as much, and you definitely get the impression that like at this point Prophet is barely a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He's a polite dog.
Yes, he's a very good shadow boy.
I was curious. Do you do I was led to believe you do fortune telling.
I do. That is one of the services we offer. I unfortunately didn't bring my cards with me, but perhaps when we
Oh.
get back.
Well, and he's going to reach into his coat pocket and whip out some cards.
Of course.
This is delightful. I don't usually speak to other tellers. I've got some cards here.
Unfortunately, you can tell my fortune with those, but I believe I won't be able to feel the essence
Oh.
of them.
Darling, of course not. I wouldn't ask such a thing. Though I am... Well, is it just cards you do? I'm dying to know.
Fuck it. Let's scry the soul. I'm quite good at aura reading. So you are gonna roll composure and subterfuge, Raz, versus my intelligence and aspects.
This is see, using this ability on other players is great because as a storyteller, I don't have to come up with stuff.
I got 1 success.
I got 3.
Ooh boy.
You
My.
get 2 questions. And who's someone that is like very close to you in your life that I could like name off?
You know that probably the closest, the person he's considered the closest to in his entire unlife was a woman named Esmeralda.
Okay. And what's like a happy memory of her that you have?
Ooh, it would be specifically, she was a friend from back when he was a part of the Cirque. So he has a very good memory of one of the first times he watched her perform a kind of dancing act that ended with her vanishing under the stage. And it was just very bright and beautiful, and he thought it was very artistic.
Ooh. Please, pass me your hands.
Oh, of course.
And Octavia will feel the weight of them before she begins speaking. I'm seeing quite a vision of dazzling light and the smell of popcorn.
Oh.
I sense a woman's presence, a talented lady, if I do say so myself, by the sound of the crowd here. Quite a crowd.
Huh?
The name Esmeralda comes to mind.
Oh. He's gonna like genuinely jerk back a little bit. Well, you certainly know your stuff, don't you?
Yes. Silken fabrics tied around wrists, and perhaps that's all I should say.
Oh my.
We
Oh,
both
well,
say
that's-
"oh my" at the same time.
Yeah, I like the idea of Evelyn like leaning in a little bit to
Like-
listen.
and then like when you get into like that stuff, she's like, oh, okay.
Well, I've come to the right place. You both certainly seem extremely capable.
Do you think that is this woman still with us?
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen her. I assume she's still alive.
I was just curious if perhaps, if she had passed on, that she was just trying to get your attention.
Oh, if only. But I think she would have done it in more glamorous ways than whatever is pestering me at this point.
Octavia knowingly nods. Evelyn, how are the roads? Is it foggy out?
Is it foggy out?
A little bit, not as bad as it was when the big fog hit.
Okay.
But it's mostly
So-
like a lingering snow haze.
Okay. It's manageable.
I do miss Imogen's way with words.
Yeah, the poetry of how
just
snowy
like-
it is.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm so sad I'm missing your other member. I'm sure she's delightful.
Oh, I'm sure we'll hear wonderful stories of and poems of back home when she returns. Sorry, you have to write a poem about Ireland now.
Quite the entertainer she is as well. Quite the fiddler.
Oh my. Have I heard about her?
If you were at any parties in the past few months, you probably have, yes. If you recall, or unless you weren't here a few months, was he here a few months ago?
No.
Or no, he just recently came
About
in.
a month.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that talk has died down at this point. Perhaps they're still talking about the event held at the Lee's estate.
Actually, yeah, I would say Erasmius, with going off your original role, there is still talk of like all of
The drama.
the drama of the fact that like the theater is still running and like shows are happening, but like all of is still not over the fact that Imogen isn't playing and is a bit upset that like all that effort was wasted. And you've never met the Lees, but it's like people in the upper echelon of society are still sort of like murmuring about that, like almost to the degree of like, man, I wish you would fucking shut up about that.
Yes, and literally, our sweet Imogen was certainly the one that got away for dear old Olive, wasn't she?
Quite.
How juicy.
You
And
could say she's rather obsessed.
It sounds like it.
Torridors.
They both have that tendency. The Lees.
Oh. I haven't met their acquaintance yet. Should I?
That's up to you to decide, but I would watch your guard when you do. She just chuckles to herself.
I will be sure to do that.
You seem like you can handle yourself in social gatherings, though. I'm sure you'd fit in just fine.
Well, it's a bit of a specialty of mine.
I'm sure they'd love you.
Most people do.
It's about this time that we begin approaching Erasmus's estate. It is sort of a boxy-looking building. It's very wide and has like the central entrance in the middle, and then two sort of like outshoots of 2 stories on each side, almost creating this like cavernous entrance with a wide driveway. Sure, I don't know what you would call it in Victorian times. It looks a little bit run down, but you can definitely tell that effort is being put into restoring it. And as you approach and sort of the carriage stops in front of it, you see a very like humble looking woman dressed in a housekeeper's outfit, sort of like walking up to the carriage. And this is actually where we are going to go and take our break.
Wahoo!
Whoa. Be right back.
See you soon.
BRB.
I've been working on my Steve cosplay, and I found the perfect piece to finish it off at the costume shop. They have wigs, costumes, contacts, and they even have a cosplay section on their website for people just like me. Head on over to thecostumeshop.com/?REF tabletop tiddies to get started. That's TheCostumeshop.com, spelled ye old way. Make sure to use the code Tabletop Tiddies with double D's to get yourself $10 off at checkout. Maybe I should make a Imogen White cosplay next.
Create a sweeter day in a traditional way with Wabanaki maple syrup. Long before sugar came with the fur trade, the indigenous peoples of the First Nations harvested the savory sap from the maple trees of Canada. The tales of this savory sap with a sweet and woody flavor traveled the world, and so came the name maple syrup. The tradition was passed from generation to generation, and as the maple moon rose each spring, the harvest of nature's rich tree sap began. Today, Wabanaki maple syrup has created a twist on a traditional culture with their signature line of barrel-aged maple syrup products of bourbon, whiskey, and toasted oak. Proudly 100% indigenous female-owned and located on Nugukuk Tobique First Nation, Wabanaki Maple is proud to introduce you to this tradition that's shared by many peoples of the Wabanaki Confederacy. Discover a piece of history and taste our land's cultural fabric in every bottle at wabanaki.com. That's WABANAKI maple.com.
We're back.
Hello.
Hello. So you've just arrived at Erasmus's estate. Again, kind of run down a little bit, but is definitely in the process of being touched up and remodeled. And Erasmus, you see sort of like, again, this kind of portly looking woman is like dressed in like housekeeper outfit, and you recognize Winifred coming towards the carriage and sort of gets up to it and is like, "Oh, hello, everybody. Lord Erasmus, it is, of course, good to see you again."
Ah, yes, Winifred. How have things been as I've been gone?
Excellent. And big, like, puts out her hand to, like, support you as you come out of the carriage.
Oh, thank you, darling.
I mean, things have been relatively quiet this evening, but the others have been keeping an eye out as you've been. I assume these are the investigators that you had previously stated?
Oh, yes. How rude of me. This is Octavia and Evelyn.
Excellent to meet you. And
Wonderful to meet you as well.
Hello.
she's going to help you out as well as Octavia.
Is this person, is this a human or is this like...
It's a human.
Okay.
I'm assuming Erasmius, I'm assuming they would all know. What's up?
Yeah, they're all probably part of his little Harlem of
All right.
fans.
Fans. In
Yes.
fact, give me a wits and awareness, Evelyn.
All right. That is 2 and 2.
And everyone can take a drink.
Yay! I have a fresh one from the intermission.
Yay.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, Evelyn, you would notice that Winifred's actually like healthy looking. Like most people in this sort of position, you would
Are
notice.
not don't look like they got a lot of blood left in
Yeah.
that regard. Yeah.
Or even like a house, because like when you were rich, you had like maids and housekeepers and nannies and whatnot, and usually like they're not paid enough to like be healthy or like take vitamins and shit like that. And she looks like nice, like well taken care of, it seems. Has like the appearance and demeanor of somebody of like upper class nobility, but is definitely like very much courteous to Erasmius. It's so nice to meet all of you. Erasmius has spoken wonderfully of your organization. And we're so excited for you to take care of our little problem here.
Yes, I would love to know your perspective of the happenings that have occurred.
Of course. Would you like to, we can discuss this in the parlor?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, please come in.
It's quite cold.
Of course. Haha.
Shiver.
Yeah. You don't have to. In fact, if you wish to remove your mask, you don't have to worry.
She's cool.
We're all in good company here. Lord Erasmius has definitely kept us up to speed as what's going on. And sort of leads you into the house. Once again, this entrance is sort of cavernous, and there's like pillars surrounding the entrance. And as you enter, there's a grand foyer. Octavia, you notice like immediately upon stepping into this house, like it creates this like echo effect of being inside. It's relatively cold. And Evelyn, it's incredibly dim in here. What little light seems to be like positioned specifically for like entrance ways, being able to like differentiate ways around the house, but very specifically there's like not that much light in here. Which, I mean, you're old enough. I feel like you would know that this is a Setite thing, that the clan specifically doesn't like light. Even like lamps and stuff, they're not a huge fan of.
Okay.
Sorry it's so dreary in here. I've only just moved in, you know.
I understand. Everybody has their own aesthetic, and it takes time to bring new places to life.
It does
Or
have quite an excellent structure.
Yes, this house,
Isn't it good?
The bones, yes, quite hearty. I can feel it in the air.
it was actually built in the early 17th century, with a bit of reconstruction in 1779. And she just like starts rattling off the history of this place. It used to be home to many earls, but it was abandoned when British military invaded. There was apparently some ne'er-do-wells stationed here in hopes to not be discovered.
What about more recent history? These hauntings, please tell me what you've been witness to.
Well, Lord Erasmius purchased this place but a month ago, and we were all hired on. So my knowledge of the history of the hauntings are very limited at best. But we've definitely, I don't know how much he has explained to you, but there's an unrest to this home, as if the spirits themselves have made it come alive. I know that's a weird thing to say. Before we get into the meat of it, allow me to, and she sort of leads you to the parlor. Would any of you care for a drink?
What do you have?
Well, on staff we have Cyril, who is a strong, strapping young lad. He's been doing most of the grunt work of repairing this place. Gustav, who is a painter, has been sort of adding new life into its aesthetic. He's very...
Oh, he tastes delightful.
we also have Senna, I believe is her name. She's recently new to the staff, but any of them, Lord Erasmius, would you like something to drink?
Yes, I'll just have a nibble of good stuff.
All right.
Just a bite. Just
I can prepare that for you. Anything else for our guests?
I am quite all right, thank you.
I'll have a bit of what our dear Erasmus is having. Why not?
All right.
I assume everybody's on staff is game for such a thing. As long as consent is there, I'm fine.
Quite.
I'll have a bit of a bite.
Yes, of course. We all adore Lord Erasmus.
Mm-hmm. I can see.
And sort of, she scurries out. Oh no, I think Halie is frozen.
No! Oh,
no!
We're gonna be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry for that.
Hello! There is a hidden La Sombra among us.
Yeah, it's Winifred. What can I say?
You said she was human!
I said a lot of things. So, yeah, Winifred will go off and sort of procure. I can't do words tonight, apparently. Gustav, who sort of like shows up mostly just to fill a couple goblets for you. And then sort of like goes off to do more work. And Winifred like very graciously hands you the goblet, which is just like gaudy and elaborate. And hands you one, Evelyn, and says, well, now that everybody is settled, you wish to know about the hauntings that are going on. The staff here have noticed it a lot because we worry that we are disturbing the home, so to speak. It has had some time. It hasn't been occupied in about 3 or 4 years now. So our assumption is that us working on it and sort of fixing it up is causing unrest with the home. And it is something that is hindering us from doing our work. And my hopes is that with you, Miss Miller, and again, I'm just literally now noticing I also didn't fix the overlay doesn't say your name because it reverted back to the old one.
That is okay.
Your secret identity.
Would she know it?
Did you not introduce yourself?
Just as Octavia.
Oh, okay. Then she would just refer to you as Octavia. You, Miss Octavia, are well known in this field, and your associates. I'm hoping their presence will help us alleviate some of this.
I do think that they will, for sure. Yes. The best way to begin these sort of things is really for you to take the reins. Please tell me everything you can.
All right. So, as I said, we've been working on improving this place and putting it up to Lord Erasmius' standards. And as we have worked, we have noticed, at first it was simply creaking and noises that did not belong to us. I think Halie is frozen.
I was going to say, I was just typing in chat, is Halie frozen?
Oh, no.
I feel like this episode doesn't want to be over.
Unfrozen.
Oh, maybe we don't.
I think they're back.
I think they're back.
All right.
Move sporadically. Let us know if you can see us.
If it does become a hassle, just to let chat know, we might end. Oh boy.
No.
We might just have to end early, which is fine. We'll pick up next week. We'll give it one more. If one critical thing happens again,
Yeah.
Then we'll go to the Be Right Back screen, fix it, and then we can say goodbye.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. But no worries. Where was I? Oh, yes. So, at first it was creaking, noises from within the house, almost like bellows from deep within the earth. And then slowly we began to see figures in the shadows. During the day, we keep full track of the staff on hand, and once in a while we would call out to... I would see Cyril walking down the hallway and call out to him, and he would disappear into a room, and when I followed him, he would no longer be there. We would see people on the grounds that none of us recognized, and I actually have documentation of the residents who used to live here, and I believe that their souls might be unrest.
Oh, is that why you did so much research on the history of this place? You thought it was definitely the hauntings. I was so curious as to why you knew so much about this place but were just recently hired on.
I mean, any good housekeeper worth her salt would know the history of the estate.
Of course, yes. Very smart on your behalf, too. Because if it is related to the past owners of this place, it's very good information to have.
Yes.
Can
And
I
then...
scry her soul?
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt.
Like secrets.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, I could believe you, or I could know for sure.
Suspicious.
What is it opposed?
Composure and subterfuge.
Ew.
She's the ghost.
Yeah. Erasmius has just been hiring ghosts.
Yeah.
As you do, you know.
Yeah.
You don't leave a mess. You don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you didn't get her
got
blood.
4 successes.
So you can ask 2 questions of this woman as you delve into her soul.
Has she been speaking honestly to us this evening?
You get... No.
What a clutch!
The question. I'm so glad I asked.
Oh my god! Okay. I would like to know. Fuck this. I only get one more question. What do we think, fam? What's critical? Like,
Is she the reason these
Hauntings
strange
are
things are
happening?
happening?
Is she involved? Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Are you involved? Are you in? Oh, I don't
solved.
do this. Are you involved in the
Supernatural
hauntings
Yeah.
occurring?
You gather that, yes, she is directly involved.
I fucking... Okay. Okay.
What the heck? Oh my
I love
god!
this.
I
I
was
love
so
this.
gullible.
I feel like I want to see, because Evelyn asked the question, she definitely was like, this is sus. Like, why do you know so much? But obviously I should roll to see if I actually believe her when she said that or not. Can I roll to see if I believe her
Sure.
or
Give me a
not?
wits and insight.
Okay, cool.
This is so ironic because I just leveled up and one of the powers I skipped out on was basically truth serum.
I'm going to rouse for this.
All right.
I want more dice. Okay, I did not succeed, so I do get a second hunger.
You hear the beast within you welling up that says, "This Erasmius seems very well connected. This blood is delicious. Perhaps we should indulge ourselves."
Quiet. Not now. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I got 2 10s. So that was 4, 5, 6 successes.
Yeah, you do not believe this woman. She's very good at lying, and she's very dedicated to the lie that she's telling you, but she is not being honest.
Great. Cool. So now Octavia and I are both on the same page.
Yes.
Cool. I love that. Amazing. So I'll play along. I'll just kind of look at her, sip my glass. I'll just kind of be like leaning back, just kind of like, of course.
It is then that we began to have more dangerous encounters with the spirits. And some of our equipment was falling off and hitting Gustav. Sena has been trapped. She was trapped within a closet for some time, only to be found by me several hours later. And our concerns were brought forward to Lord Erasmius, who so keenly advised that perhaps he should seek the help of your organization.
Proper hunters, you know.
Yes.
This is kind of out of my realm, to be honest.
And Erasmius, have you been? I believe I missed a part of the history here. How long have you and Winifred been acquaintances?
Oh, I mean, Winifred's the best. I came to London and I found it the best. So, about a month.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I came
Very
with many recommendations.
So many. Darling.
Fascinating. And have you experienced hauntings in other homes, Winifred?
No. I mostly worked in the city, and this is honestly the first time. I mean, I didn't know of kindred and vampires and ghouls and ghosts and whatnot until meeting Lord Erasmius, but I've become very well acquainted in the last month on the goings-on about such as you, your type.
I'm going to reach into one of my satchels and, of course, give Prophet a few pats on the head as I do so. And I'm going to take out my wailing bell and just give it a ring as we're sitting in the parlor here.
All right. What is that?
Oh, this is just something that'll help me get a bit more of the essence of the home.
Excellent. It seems that you have hired the best, Lord Erasmius.
Well, you know me.
While this is happening, can I know you said she was human, but I want to sense the beast on this lady. See if perhaps there is something
Storyteller
else,
lies!
supernatural something about her. If
Give
she's
me a
just
resolve in animalism.
Yeah. Am I just at a 2 or am I at a 1 there? I am a 1. Okay, there we go. That's 3 successes.
She is a human. You don't sense. She's
She's just
a bit
human into some fucky shit.
Yeah, she's been a bit ghouled and compelled a bit, but seems chill. Seems like a
okay.
human.
Cool.
And as you ring your wailing bell, Octavia, there is no reaction.
Oh my god! There's no fucking ghosts even here! I'm going to... yes, quite a bit of readings that I am feeling from the vibration of my bell. But
raised my
Evelyn, you would
eyebrow.
know that you would hear a sound.
I'm like, the fuck you talking about? But I'm like, okay, she's doing a thing. She's clearly at the same page as I am, I think is what I'm getting at there.
Yeah. And I'll put the bell away.
Is there anything you can do? Stop it from terrorizing my poor housekeepers.
There may be something, but we must get to the real heart of the home, the crux of whatever seems to be causing the issues. Is there a certain location of the home that many of the occurrences happen in?
Yes. within the master bedroom, we've been working on that one first, of course, for Lord Erasmius. Every time that we are working during the day or during the night when Erasmius is gone, that's where we see most of the shapes and figures. I can lead you there.
Yes, and perhaps, Evelyn, I was feeling something on the eastern side of the home. Perhaps you may want to check that out yourself.
Yes, of course. I shall report back to you any findings, and I will do so. And when I do, I will... when I turn the corner, I will activate Unseen Passive so that nobody can fucking see me.
So you just disappear.
Yeah, which I'll browse to make sure that actually happens. I'm hungrier again, by the way.
Boy.
So now we're at 3. Okay, maybe I'll just eat Winifred. I don't know.
Yeah. As you call upon your unseen passage, you hear your sire once again. She is not being truthful to us, Evelyn. Perhaps she will not be missed.
There's more to this story. Let's wait and see.
Yeah,
I will. I mean, I know there's nothing around, so I'm just gonna wait and watch this bitch and watch them go to the thing and just eavesdrop and look around as I'm there. Because I can.
Winifred will lead Erasmus, Octavia, and Prophet upstairs to the master bedroom where...
I have a question, sorry.
Yes.
Halie, when you were speaking, when Raz was telling the stories when we were back at the IOU, did you witness a lot of them, or were you mainly speaking about your housekeeper's perceptions? I just can't remember.
He didn't really specify.
Okay.
He kind of gave off a list of things that have been happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, is there a place... I mean, this house is pretty old, so I'm assuming I'd know kind of its layout. I'm hoping I would. I'm hoping this storyteller would be nice and say that I do. Is there a place where the staff usually, where their, base of operations are?
Yeah, there would be
peruse first.
Again, as a rich person, a formerly rich person, you would know that there's probably a staff boarding house, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to go and snoop.
Cool. So you're gonna head off there. Meanwhile, Winifred is leading you into the master bedroom, which is sort of as she said, it's in the state of disarray that you would expect from a place that is being worked on, except for the bed, which is very nice and well kept and has the drapes around it. But there's painting supplies and loose board and whatnot that is being worked on. And she says, this is sort of where a lot of the activity has been happening. To be honest, it's been in this state for a few days now, as we don't really feel safe working on it. And once we learned that you were going to be involved, we sort of were waiting until you could take care of it.
Yes, I'm glad. You must prioritize your own safety. Normally, spirits, wraiths, and whatnot are a passive haunting, not something that would cause you harm. But of course, we must prioritize our well-being in these circumstances. Allow me to... a moment in the room, please.
Of course. Do you want us to leave?
No. I just need to take some time and feel what's going on here.
All right.
And I would like to use Sense the Unseen.
All right. I've got y'all have so many abilities now.
Sorry. This is Wits and Aspects or Resolve and Aspects, depending on what you want me to see.
Wits and Aspects.
All right.
And I will roll just randomly. Just a random roll.
I'm going to use a willpower.
All right.
Four successes. That was worth it.
So as you reach out your senses, it's quiet. You can begin to hear the murmuring of the help going around the house doing whatnot. And
Probably hear me somewhere.
I mean, technically, I don't know if your auspex is high enough to even see or hear Evelyn at this point. You hear the creaking of the house and whatnot and the wind, and then you begin hearing whispers and murmurs coming from somewhere within the room. You hear just what sounds like ghostly entities whispering, and it sort of reminds you of when you were in the ghost lands or the shadowlands, hearing spirits off in the distance just mumbling nonsense.
Would I be able to know what is causing it? Am I sure that it's accurately those types of spirits, or is it it might be that it's mimicking that?
More the latter.
Okay, I walk over to that area of the space.
You walk up to a wall, and sort of feel the wall, and it feels definitely as if this has been a space that has been repaired, because the paint is still just a little bit sticky.
Oof. Interesting. I'm being drawn to this area of the room.
Yes, I believe this is the spot that I was talking to you about, Lord Erasmius. The spirits are coming from a soldier who attempted to hide within the walls of the estate itself, and was forgotten after the raid, trapped within the walls.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes, a terrible death.
In my bedroom. It's really disturbing. It's hard to sleep in here.
Yes. It's tragic stories of death within this house. I'm glad that you've picked up on this, Miss Octavia.
Yes. Quite the tale being spun. And I walk to another area of the room, looking mystified.
I thought you were just yeah, you fucking liar.
I mean, that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want to reveal all my cards too quick.
No.
We
learned from the Giovanni.
Octavia, give me a charisma and subterfuge. And
no.
Erasmius, give me a wits and insight.
Oh. So you might know, but the other chick might not.
When I rouse the blood, is it just for attribute or is it for skill?
Just attribute.
Okay, I'll still do it.
All right.
Because this was charisma?
Charisma, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll rouse. I got a nat 1.
Oh, no.
Wait, did you get no? Oh, for your...
For my rouse.
That means we get to hear your sire again. What hunger are you at now?
2.
All right, it's coming at you.
So 3 now, right?
Don't waste the gift I've given you. Feed now, or the beast will take over.
You're getting hungry. Winifred's looking pretty tasty. You still got that flavor of the Inquisitor in the back of your tongue.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
I don't speak out loud compared to how I normally react. That's 3 successes.
What did you get, Araz?
I also got 3 successes.
Ooh, boy.
Something's off a bit. I mean, you don't really know. You haven't talked to Octavia long enough to understand her communication style, so I think you're still reading her a bit. You're both sort of playing this chess game at this point of I don't understand what they're saying. Evelyn, you were going down to the
Staff quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you head on through the kitchen area, and it's like a nicely tiled, like large kitchen with like hanging pots and stuff like that. And there's a room in the back that sort of leads to this like common area for staff to hang out. And you can hear whispering coming from behind the door.
Okay, I would like to try to listen, ? Or how, like from behind the door?
Like the door is closed and you can hear people whispering from within.
Can I like put my ear up to the door and try to listen?
Sure.
Because if I open the door, they're going to be like, what opened this door?
And then you'll be like, vanish. You hear two male voices coming from within. One of them says, all right, Senna is in place. She'll be doing the whispering. And then we'll go upstairs and start pushing over some of the larger items in the rooms furthest away from the master bedroom. If that draws them there, I'm going to make sure that they don't see anything, but we will definitely continue to make noises within the house. Our goal is very clear. And the other one says, all right, so should I head up there now? He says, no, we don't want them to suspect that we're involved. So keep working, keep going about your business. And then the moments that you hear Winifred announce other goings on, we'll go up there. All right.
As this happens, I would like to, as I'm behind the door, I would like to try to open the door and then slam it. And before I slam it, I would like to try to cast chemistry on one of them to make them see a vision of a creepy-ass ghost so that they actually think that there's shit going on. Because I'm fucking like, y'all fucked up. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. Yeah.
All right. Give me a rouse check for chemistry.
Yeah, for sure. I'm risking
You're getting close.
I'm risking it. We did it. It's okay. Thank God.
All right.
It would have been 4 hunger if that didn't work. So, hold on. Chemistry is manipulation and obfuscate. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna say that like when you open the door, you recognize Gustav, but you don't recognize the other person he's talking to.
Okay. So I have 3 hunger right now. Sorry, I have to like count dice. I'm like. Do I have my 3 hunger dice? Yes, I do. Okay. 6 successes.
All right. So you're making like the image of a spooky ghost.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna slam the door and then run away, and then they won't know what the fuck happened. Hopefully.
So you open the door. Use kind of.
Actually, I will. As I do that, I will then cast Vanish, just in case they actually do see me.
Does that come with a rouse?
I actually have it open, so let's see.
I really just want Evelyn to frenzy and eat these two.
Right?
No, two frenzies in a row. No way.
No,
Listen,
it is. I don't believe it does. It says prerequisite Cloak of Shadows cost as per power augmented. So it's wits plus obfuscate versus wits plus awareness, I think.
All
is
right.
the dice pool. So
go ahead and roll that. I don't think you're going to have a problem.
Right? So it's wits plus obfuscate.
At this point, it's like, don't fail.
4 successes.
Damn, I was hoping I could use my storyteller power again to make you fail. So you open the door, and in a split second, you see this like desiccated corpse with like flowing white cloth hanging off of it. And
As
then
in,
just,
like, they've made, like, a fake thing?
that's what you made.
Oh, this is what I've made.
Then
Okay,
you
yeah.
vanish and slam the door, and you just hear like these yells from within. We've angered the spirits! They've come alive! We should never have done this! Run! As you hear just like slamming on the door as these men like run into it and open the door and just begin like running through the kitchen out of the house.
Well, they're not going to do the thing said they were going to do now, so hopefully that fucks up the plan for good old Winifred.
You guys hear this from upstairs. They yell pretty fucking loud. Mm-hmm. And Renifin just, like, looks at you, Raz, wide-eyed. What's going on down there?
What on earth was that? Is there, like, a window that we can, like, look out onto the,
it's
the
like
ground?
It's got, like, a heavy curtain on it, but you can definitely move it aside.
Yeah, he'll try to peek out and see if he can see his staff members.
You see Gustav and Cyril, like, running across the lawn as fast as they can away from the house.
Oh dear, something awful must have happened.
They must have seen the ghosts.
Miss Octavia, do you sense anything?
I think, Winifred, you must go immediately downstairs. I don't want to leave this room quite yet, and I need my anchor, Erasmius.
Of course. I will go and check on and see what happened. And she sort of like runs out the room and heads downstairs.
Goodness.
Erasmius, please grab onto me.
Sure. He'll kind of like
that was vague.
Yeah, and then eventually he'll like grab her hands. Like, okay.
And I want to try and scry the soul again on Raz now.
All right. So,
Are you involved?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you the truth, but only if I know that you're a friend.
Give me a rouse.
I passed. I got a 6.
Sick. And then your into Nospex versus Raz's composure and subterfuge.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So that's not good.
Can my fame allow me to add extra dice to this? Because Raz is flustered.
I don't think so. I think that's more for like.
What about my beauty?
I
have 2 in beauty.
For. I feel like that's more for like social things, and this is like
that's
specifically
fair.
trying to.
Okay,
draw
I'm gonna
power.
spend a willpower because I failed a lot.
Erasmus has
of
to
those
rouse the blood to see how horny he is, and then that'll decide whether or not the beauty counts.
That's his secret. He's always roused.
Oh, I only got 3. Damn it!
Am I able to rouse my blood?
Yep, you can.
Cool. Let's do that. That's a failure.
Oh no.
Yay!
You hear, we'll always know what you did to him, Erasmius. We're always following you. And you get a bit hungrier.
Not now, not now. Not the time for guilt. All right. I got only 2 successes.
Yes!
So you can ask one question, Octavia.
It's the only one that matters, baby.
Yeah! Is he involved?
Is he involved?
Raz is absolutely involved in this.
Fuck
yes.
you! No!
And that's where we're going to end the episode.
I trusted you!
This lasted for
Haunting in his own house.
a whole 1 episode. This ruse lasted.
Got on quick.
All right.
Man, oh man.
We're going to go into housekeeping.
Yes! Hello, everybody! We just finished an episode of our vampire game. We always stream on Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. PST. If you want to catch our Into the Revelia, our Dungeons & Dragons game, that is on Tuesday nights, the same place you're watching right now, at 7 p.m. PST. And do check it out. We are in a haunted carnival, quite the lovely extravaganza. If you want to be a part of the show, we, Kelly and I, as the storyteller and DM, can include you as an NPC if you tweet at us or use the hashtag Tiddies. We can name an NPC after you. Also, check out our Patreon where you can be directly involved in what is happening on the shows. We have polls. Imogen has lots of poems up there. Bonus content, including brand new episodes, are featured on there. That's patreon.com/tabletop tiddies. Our website has all of the information of both our shows, our cast, and of course our lovely guests. And that's tabletoptiddies.com. And every time I'm saying titties, it's with double D's. There is a merch I was going to say store. There is a merch store, but there's a sale coming up as well. So threadless.com/tabletop tiddies. That one I don't know.
Threadless.
Wait.
Tabletop Tiddies.
I have a command for it.
There we go. It's late.
Yeah.
And I never do this.
Yep.
And then is there anything else before I do the charity stuff?
I
I think that was everything. So this weekend, we have 2 charity streams happening. All the information is on our socials. Thank you, Rachel. But Sara, Kelly, and myself will be playing in the Gimme de Belt Championship charity event where we're playing PvP. We're doing our Wild Well characters as well, which is fun. And of course, it's all benefiting charity. The donation link is available on our Twitter. And the second event, the same day at 4 p.m. here on our Twitch channel, we will be playing with role-playing and role-playing, doing a one-shot that is Halloween themed for Wava Rape Crisis Center, another charity event. So donate if you can, spread the word if you can't. And before we sign off, Halie, please tell everybody all your special things.
Oh gosh, well, I've been finishing up my degree, so I don't have a ton going on. But if you like cosplay, that's kind of something that I've been keeping up with. So you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Elifris. It's spelt weird, but I'm sure you can find it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was struggling to find the entire time we were talking. I was trying to find a place to send us. So we're going to go raid Coffee Cat. Holy!
We just got a massive raid.
Oh no! Just at the end.
Thank you all so much. The dungeon run. Shout out to the dungeon run. We have just finished our first
literally just finished
spooky episode of a haunted house with our vampire game.
That timing.
You can follow us, and then you can catch us next Wednesday or Tuesday.
Rip.
I will say, just because there are so many of you, if you do want to follow us, we have 2 main streams that go on. Tuesday nights is our D&D campaign, and Wednesday nights is our Vampire the Masquerade. We're a queer and feminist show, always promoting marginalized genders and marginalized creators. We would love to see you around. So sorry you came in just at the end, but we're going to share the love and send you off to someone else.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.